Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. I apologize for the super wide angle lens on this camera. I know it's not appropriate quite for this shot, but my other camera has quit working. I actually filmed an unboxing for this video, and the video and audio is completely broken on that camera, and so obviously the unboxing is no good. And I'm having to use this camera for now until I figure out what to do with the other camera. But today, I wanted to do a quick overview / review of an electric skateboard I purchased. The skateboard is called a Benlet electric skateboard longboard with remote control maple deck swag board for outdoor. Meaning that this is a generic Chinese board I bought from Amazon. It was $149.99 with $10 shipping, so it's not Amazon Prime, so anybody can get this deal. It comes in two colors. It comes in black comes with black wheels and orange wheels. That's the only difference between the two, is the color of the wheels. And some of the reasons why I purchased, I've actually been wanting an electric skateboard for a while, and I actually tried to buy one by buying a swag board, but I actually had a problem with the swag board in that it was broken from the day I bought it and didn't work, and so I ended up shipping it back. And I didn't do any videos or anything on that because it wasn't worth doing. So I had to save up my pennies again, and I bought this one. I did a lot more research, a lot of searching online, things like that, and I bought this one. The skateboard on the left is a complete, I bought off of Amazon a little while ago. I believe the brand is Osprey, and I've really enjoyed this longboard. It's about the right size for me, and it has done pretty well. Unfortunately, when I moved, it ended up going to the storage unit for about 3 months in the hottest part of the Arizona summer, and so it actually cracked while in storage, and one of the trucks actually bent. Something heavy had fallen on it in the storage. I didn't realize that till afterwards. But anyways, I still ride it, I still like it, but I still want a longboard. The green board on the right is one of the off-brand penny boards that I got for my kids, in which they're learning to ride. And in the middle, obviously, is the electric skateboard. And so, some of the reasons why I bought this specific board, among all the inexpensive Chinese boards, and they range from $125 up to $200 for more or less the same board. So some of the reasons why I bought this one specifically, number one was the price. It's $149 plus shipping. Some of them are cheaper with more shipping. Some of them are more expensive with cheaper shipping or free shipping. They come in all different lengths, colors, sizes. This specific one, it was a combination of the price and the length of the board. A lot of the cheap Chinese boards are shorter. They're only 26, 27 inches. This one is a 32-inch board, and so it's a lot longer. And me being a bigger person, an adult that's quite overweight, having a longer board means that it's more comfortable for me to ride. Reason number two for this board is, according to the Amazon listing, it can have a rider up to 263 pounds, supposedly. That's what it says. And so I wasn't going to buy one, or excuse me, 352 pounds. So this one supposedly holds a person up to 352 pounds. I weigh about 250, 255, depending on how much I've eaten that day. I would not recommend any skateboard if you're much over 250 pounds. I'm definitely at the limits of this board, but it does work for me. I do wish it was longer, but to go with a longer board, I would have had to spend a lot more money, at least $100 to $150 more for a board that was longer. So weight was one of the things for this. The other thing is when I first bought this board, and there's some conflicting information on here, it supposedly has a 250 watt motor, and it only has a single hub. I'll show you that here in a second. A lot of the cheaper ones only have a supposed 200 watt motor. I don't know if that extra 50 watts makes that big of a difference, but I wanted the bigger motor because I'm heavier and I've got a lot more weight to move around. It does have a 2200 milliamp hour battery. It doesn't give a brand of batteries in there. I may open it up and may not to see what's in there. I don't want to break it. It does say that it supports speeds up to 25 kilometers an hour and 25 kilometer distance. That is complete bunk. Honestly, I have done, and the fastest I've gone is about 10 miles an hour, which is 16 kilometers an hour ish, and the furthest distance I've gone is about 3.25 miles. Now, part of that is I am quite overweight, and so it has a lot more to move. I'm sure if I was a lot lighter, I would have obviously a faster top speed as well as a longer distance, but I don't know, short of losing half my body weight, if I would make that big of a difference. However, for my use, I live in sprawling suburbia. I live in the Phoenix metro area, and there just isn't really that much close to my house. So this is really just for me to get outside and do stuff, maybe chase my kids down when they've gone to a friend's house and they haven't, they're home, getting home late or something. I want to go get them. I don't want to have to get in the car to do that. Run and get the mail, run to church activities. The church is right around the corner from my house. Things like that where, if it's just me going, it's within the square mile, I can hop on this and go versus having to get in my car and drive. You might say, hey, why not get a bicycle? I had a bicycle and it was stolen. I bought a brand new bike and it was stolen within like 3 weeks. So out of my backyard, it was really saddening. So this I can keep inside a lot easier than a bicycle. And especially on a day like today where it's 112 degrees outside, it's a little bit nicer to ride this versus having to pedal a bicycle. So some of the accessories you get, first of all, is you do get a generic skate tool. Has an Allen wrench and the different sizes of bolts. And you do get this for your controller. And I actually don't mind this controller. I've been watching a lot of videos and it seems like a lot of complaints for, especially on these cheaper skateboards, is the controller. And maybe I just haven't had a nice one yet. The Swagboard one was I actually like this one a little bit better. It has good information on there. Starting off on the bottom is the power button. You push and hold it to turn it on and push and hold to turn it off. There's a charging port going along the side here. This has 3 speed modes. It has low, medium, and high. Low gives you a max of about 4 miles an hour. At least that's what I got out of it. And it accelerates very slowly. Medium gives you a max of about 9 miles an hour and 8 to 9 miles an hour. And it accelerates a lot more quickly than low. But the difference between medium and high in acceleration is just barely noticeable. And then high gives you slightly faster acceleration, slightly faster braking, and a higher top speed of about 10 to 11. So it's a couple miles an hour faster on high versus medium. I actually prefer to cruise around in medium, and I'll go over that here in a minute why. And here's your switch. And it's actually a nice feeling switch. It doesn't feel gritty. It has a nice spring action to it. It's easy to hold. I don't feel like it presses into the thumb too bad when you're sitting holding it for long periods of time. Then here on the side, it does have a reverse, so you can push this and go in a reverse. Push again to go forward, and then it has the connection LED, which is green, and then these 3 lights, which are amber. You have 10%, 60%, and 100%. And yeah, so I don't know how accurate these are necessarily. I read in the manual, it doesn't give a whole lot of information on these other than obviously if they're lit, that's how much you have. If they're not lit, you don't have that much. So, but like I said, I got on my distance test, I'll do another one, but I got about 3.25 miles in that test. And it comes with a strap, which is always appreciated. Alright, so going on to the skateboard itself. Some of the features. It has 72mm wheels. I wish they were just a little bit bigger. They're more or less the same size as the ones on my normal skateboard, which is fine. I'm not, the size of the wheels doesn't matter as much as the size of the trucks. Actually, the reason why I grabbed the penny board is because these trucks on this board are much closer in width to the penny board than they are to my longboard, and I really wish they were wider. I feel like it'd be a little bit more stable, a little bit more controllable, especially when you're just going along at top speed. It tends to get a little fishtaily, I guess, when you're going along at 11 miles an hour, just straight ground, and I feel like a wider truck would solve a lot of that. And the more expensive boards have wider trucks, so that's an expensive board thing, not an inexpensive board thing. Another thing about the trucks, when I first got this, again, I am heavy, and the trucks were loose to the point where it was actually felt dangerous for me to ride on it. So that was the first thing I did, was tighten the trucks up quite significantly, so that it felt more stable for me to ride. And I got them about where I think I want them. The package is extremely simple. It's just a single hub. To get dual hubs, again, you're going up in price quite a bit to have dual hubs. And you would want a bigger battery anyways, because your distance would be cut short significantly by running 2 hubs versus just the one. And here's the battery pack. It does have a power button on the side, charging port is on this side. One of the nice things about this board that I really do like is it's one of the ones that if it senses that there's any wheel spin, it actually turns on the motor, or turns on the battery. So you don't always have to reach down and power it on. You can just push and go, and it will see that, and you will get going. So that's one feature I really like on this board, is that. A lot of these have a carrying handle, which I do appreciate. It's in the kind of off to the side, but it's actually a really nice balance point for the battery. So I can hold it here with just one finger, and it's not flopping to either side. So that actually was really well thought out and planned on where they put the handle. The only complaint I have is I wish the hole for itself has been actually really nicely cut, and so it has nice rounded edges on it. But because of the grip tape, it has a little bit of an edge there that's a little bit uncomfortable. So I wish it had like a rubber grommet or something, just so that you're not having to hold on to the grip tape quite as much when you're holding it. So like I said, I have done a range test on it. I'm going to do a few more. It is summer here in Arizona. It's 112 today, and so that does very much negatively affect the batteries and how much power they output. And so I'll have to try doing a range test again in a few more months when it's cooled off and the batteries have had some use, some chance to charge and discharge, and see how much power they have and the motor still has. But so far, I'm very happy with my purchase. And if you're looking to get one of these, I would not hesitate at this point. For 150 bucks, I do skateboard, obviously. I have a skateboard. I skateboard semi-regularly. I use it to go get the mail. I use it when I'm out with my kids and they're riding their bikes up and down the street, stuff like that. But I want something that would get me places a little bit more quickly. And I could go longer distances, especially since I'm fat and overweight. Going very far on this is really rough on me, especially when it's hot outside. I get exhausted quickly, and I want something that could get me a couple of miles, and that's exactly what this does, is it gets me a couple of miles of range out of it. So I'll probably ride this one till it's broken, worn out, whatever, and then upgrade. This definitely is something that I'm glad I'm doing first. Oh, that's the other thing. Definitely, if you're thinking of getting one of these and you don't skateboard, get a skateboard. Even skateboarding, there's definitely muscles I'm going to have to, in my legs, I'm going to have to strengthen to ride this. I can ride it short distance fine, but when I was trying to do that distance test, it was rough. My legs were exhausted at the end of it. And it was only about, like I said, 3.25 miles. But that was 3 miles of just straight riding. So my legs were tired, and yeah, so I'm definitely going to have to get some more practice in and stronger muscles. The acceleration on this is not super quick. I would not call it aggressive in any way, shape, or form. So if you're looking to start and learn, definitely something that I would recommend is get one of these cheaper boards. And I bought this off Amazon because Amazon, if I have any problems or anything like that, it's an easy way to get a warranty on it, or get it returned, and there is a warranty offered on it. I didn't buy the warranty, but I never buy the warranty. But yeah, so very happy. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Like I said, I plan on riding this till it dies, and then upgrading to something a little bit better. The longer these boards are out, the better that, just like any new technology, the longer they're out, the better that they are at cheaper prices. So hoping something like this lasts me 6 months to a year, and in that time I can get something that has a bigger battery, more powerful motor, maybe dual motors, and that way somebody as heavy as I am, I can ride it a little bit more comfortably and go further distances. Anyways, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. Happy to answer those. And thank you for watching. Hope you have an amazing day.